So this is just going to be a quick video to give you guys a few updates about myself and some changes that I'm going to be making. So if you're normally just here for the project videos and tutorials, you might want to skip this one, no hard feelings there, but otherwise, keep watching. So if you're a fan of my channel, then you might have noticed that for a while now, I've hardly been posting anything on here or other places like Instagram. And it's not that I haven't been doing any projects, I've actually been working on a lot of things. But for whatever reason lately, I've had this weird mental hang-up about posting anything. I know that might sound a little silly, and if I'm being honest, part of it is just some anxiety and depression that I've been dealing with the last couple of years, like a lot of people. But I'm hoping that by making a few changes, I can kind of reset myself. So first of all, the forums. A few years ago, when Discord really started taking off, forum usage dropped by quite a bit, and understandably, people really like the instant back and forth of Discord. So there's not much going on the forums these days, and a lot of the new members that sign up are actually just spam bots. So starting a couple of weeks from now, I'm going to turn the forums to read only. So they'll still be there for historical purposes. You can still go there and search because there is some good information on there, but it'll just be read only so that we don't have to moderate it. There will be less maintenance and things like that. The next thing I want to talk about is Patreon. I had set that up initially really just because I had had several people ask if I had one and suggesting that I made one. So I did. And I modeled it after most Patreons that I had seen, where you have one tier for a couple of dollars for people who just want to say thanks, and then a tier above that where I had intended to release additional content, exclusive STL files for 3D printing and things like that. I'm going to get rid of that higher tier because I've done a terrible job of keeping up with it, and I don't like creating expectations that I don't feel like I'm meeting. So that lower tier will still be there for people who just want to say thanks. I do use it for things like web hosting, but I just want to reiterate, I don't expect anything from anybody. Nobody owes me anything. In fact, honestly, I think the way that I would prefer people support me is just by interacting with my videos and sharing them and things like that. So next, the kind of videos that I make. It can be really time consuming for me anyway to make a video. And that's because this isn't my job. During the day, I'm a software developer, and then I have other responsibilities outside of that, like a wife and kids and everything that goes along with that. So I don't always have a lot of time to work on stuff like this, and I was finding that it was getting harder and harder to motivate myself to use that time for things like projects and making videos. And I think I figured out what's going on. This started feeling more like a second job rather than the hobby that it initially started out as. And I started hesitating to share random little things that I was working on because they didn't feel like they were cool enough or unique enough or like they'd get a lot of views or whatever. I don't like that feeling, and it's not why I started doing this in the first place. And that kind of brings me to the reason behind everything that I've mentioned in this video. I want this to feel like a hobby again, something that I'm doing for fun and that I'm excited about rather than some kind of side hustle. And I think part of what made me start feeling that way was I had gotten kind of sucked into doing more videos about other people's projects instead of my own. I'll still do those every once in a while, just not nearly as much. So that's the plan. Get back to sharing more smaller, random projects that I'm excited about, regardless of how well they might do on here or whatever. I'm actually kind of excited about it and just wanted to give you guys an update. As always, if you made it this far, then thanks for watching, and I'm gonna go make something. I'll see you guys next time.